Your God is good, oh. 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 Your God is good, oh.
Yeah. Good morning. How do you do? Make a joyful noise.
Hey! Let me hear you make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Yay!
Nice. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How do you do? How was your weekend? Did you get that much needed rest? Huh? Did you? Did you go to church Saturday or Sunday or, What did you do? Did you spend some time resting on the beach, enjoying the local scenery? Well, I had a wonderful weekend. Rested a lot, went to church, had a lot of, what I'm saying? Hey, this morning I want to say a special good morning. I mentioned it earlier, but I wanted it to have the widest of platforms. A special good morning to Miss Minister Elizabeth Strout, all right? And your dear mom, Audrey. And as a matter of fact, by extension, the entire contingent from the Beaton New Testament Church of God that visited us at Wester Hall yesterday, man. Wow. That is what you call mother and daughter power. The mother is a minister, the daughter is, a young minister, and oh my goodness. And don't talk about Minister Kathleen George. Wow. Lady, you're powerful. You're powerful, you know what I'm saying? And, it's just about the time when, I think it's important that we make it recognizable, the importance of, growing up your children knowing about God and, this kind of thing. And there are folks that would talk about, what God has to do with it and so forth. Well, you don't know. You haven't had that encounter. Try and get it. Ensure that your children know about God. Even if you don't carry them to church every Sunday and so forth, but have little conversations about the importance of that, because the days in which we live, very, very, very dangerous times, and it's only the knowledge and the fear of God that could, carry us through. You understand? I'm not preaching this morning, so those of you who like to say that I'm preaching, I'm not preaching, I'm just talking facts. Good morning to you, Mr. McQueen, with that shop in right below John Decaires there. Yeah, the two McQueens, my partner, the truckman and the shopman. Thanks for giving me my coffee this morning. Yeah, I did not know how I would make it this morning because I did not remember that I did not have my coffee on work, but I got on my way down this morning. So thank you and the family, sir. And the bread van that was there this morning. Next time have black cake, Christmas coming in, have fruit cake, start selling fruit cake. I love that. So good morning once again. Yeah. Good morning, Sister Minister Elizabeth. Girl, you powerful, I feel safe. I know that the future is safe, After delivering this sermon, she was blessed by our pastor, Pastor Laurie. And as a matter of fact, good morning to the congregation of Wester Hall New Testament Church of God, yeah? Yeah, and then she ministered to the youth of the church, man, and it was an awful experience. If you haven't had such an encounter yet, find yourself in a Bible-believing church and just go and see. You might just like it. You understand? You never could tell how God works, So try and do that, right? It's important. That's muy importante. Yeah, it's important. to do that. It's not about the material things. That little divine connection makes a whole lot of difference. Good morning to you, Pastors Josh Hector and Joseph Charles. How are you doing? And our dear friend that went up to Beaton yesterday to remember to minister. I can't remember the name, but you're a powerful lady, young lady of God, and give it up to your family this morning, your husband and the entire household. Yeah, take it. It's yours. Okay, let's not talk too much about that, but I had to do that. They say put him first and then everything will fall in place, so the program will fall in place eventually, all right? So good morning to those of you out there online. Let me see who's online with me this morning already. Mary Banks is there. Good morning, Mary. So too is Catherine Phillips. She says good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Innocent. Hopefully everyone had a wonderful weekend. Yes, we did. Maxwin Belfon. Good morning, Mr. Joseph. And how was your carnival, bro? Carnival, it was good. It was restful. Yes. Kathy and sister-in-law Adams. Good morning, Gordon and GBN listeners. How are you doing, Gordon? I am especially thankful today as I am blessed to celebrate a happy birthday to Kathy. Yeah, you should be here for your birthday. We had a nice oil down and thing right by the river's edge right there. And then, yeah. But happy birthday. I know Solange and Zuri and Kennedy are going to make it an exceptional one for you. Take the blessings, girl. Happy birthday. Anne-Marie Thomas says good morning. Good morning, Anne-Marie. Sister says good morning, Innocent. Good morning, Grenada, Carrico, and Pretty Martinique. Desmond Clovey says good morning. Blessed morning, new week. All right, good. So good morning to you. My teacher friend out there in Munich, how are you doing this morning? Hope you're doing fine. Yeah, you and the little ones, all right? Okay, so let's get with the program now. And what's happening? What's on the program this morning? The word of the day. It is a nice word. It's a noun. Okay? It's a sweet word. It's a naming word. It's frisson. 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 And what it means, frisson refers to a brief moment of emotional excitement. A brief moment of emotional excitement. Here's how we can use that word in a sentence. He felt a frisson of delight as he stepped tentatively through the door to the walled garden. Yeah, frisson. Good morning to you, Mr. Siddiqui Sylvester. How are you? For some reason, whenever I'm doing the word of the day, you come to mind. I remember you calling me and giving me some corrections a couple months back, and thanks, of course. I appreciate and I welcome them. I'm not perfect. You know, as Mike and Andrea and them would say, a old country boy like me, expect me to talk nice all the time and talk right. I'll try my best, okay? All right, but with flaws and all. There's a couple I met Saturday. They're Grenadian, I think, but they're based in New York. And they said, oh, Innocent, we listen to you and we look at you every morning from New York. Good morning to you all. And the Taylor family out there in Corinth. Rasta man, good morning. All right. Hope you cook up the fowl foot and thing already, all right? Show some by me when you do that. Okay, good morning to you all. I'm a Rasta partner that was with them. Good morning to you all. Okay, let's get with it again. The thought of the day. Good morning to you, Nadisha. This is your favorite segment. And while at that, the entire folks in Cafe and Crucial, this is your segment. Kitty Cat, good morning to you. The thought goes like this. Those who expect moments of change to be comfortable and free of conflict have not learned their history. Let me reiterate that. Those who expect moments of change to be comfortable and free of conflict, they have not learned their history. Yeah, moment of change. Change sometimes is burdensome. Change, if you look at the process that, you know, that creates the butterfly. You know, one of my good friends sung about it over the carnival season, the cocoon, when the worm gets into the caterpillar form and then transforms into the butterfly. It's a process, and the change is sometimes difficult. However, it is the most constant thing in life. Yet for all, rebel against it. We don't like change. Change is the most constant thing in life. Things must change. It doesn't matter what your situation or condition is. It has an expiration date. It will come to pass. This too shall pass. Remember, boy, I sound like a preaching boy, and I want to preach this morning. That is for Pastor Laurie and them. Good morning to you, Pastor Newton and Pastor Crow and Pastor Fletcher and all the pastors, man. Pastor Rodney, good morning to you. Okay. Buzzing this morning, Spice Mass 2023 might have gone, but no wasting time. Mark your calendars for Spice Mass 2024 and get ready to join us from August 1st to 13th for the return of the most anticipated cultural explosion in the Caribbean. Let's count down to Spice Mass 2024. All right, Grenada's Olympic champion Kirani James, he won his hit in a time of 44.91 seconds in the men's 400 meters to qualify for the semi-final. As a matter of fact, the semi-final is on today. I think today is the semi-final. All right. Now, there's some good news for some bad news for some. Investigations continue locally. The neighboring Trinidad Express is reporting that the Egmont shooting is allegedly related to a gang-related hit. Now, unconfirmed reports, because I did not get it from the RGPF, so I'll say unconfirmed at the moment. But I understand that one person is in custody, assisting the police with that homicide that occurred on Carnival Monday, last Monday. Yeah, so we'll get more information on that and give you in a subsequent newscast. All right. Okay, now it's an opportunity for children and adults in Grenada to get free dental care for the next 2 weeks, as Great Shape Inc. is back on the island with its free dental clinic after a 4-year break due to the COVID-19. You'll get more information on that, the schedule and so forth. In a bid to enhance community resilience and foster sustainable agriculture, the United Nations Development Programme, the UNDP, has extended a helping hand to the residents of Marquis and neighboring communities. Okay, that's good news. Also buzzing, all right, okay, Grenada most decorated Olympian Kirani James takes the track on Saturday. Well, that I already told you about that. He won his hit. All right, what else is buzzing this morning? That's about it. But guess what? We've got 2 different sets of guests this morning, so we'll try as much as possible to see what we can do as it relates to a conversation. But we have guests, so we'll look forward to that. All right, Harry Noel says, good morning, everyone. I am new. Well, welcome, Harry. What took you so long? You know, you missed out the most exciting part of your life, man. But we'll catch up. We'll make up to that, all right? June Antoine says, good morning, Grenada. Marilyn Gordon, good morning, Gordon. And good morning, everyone. Blessed Monday to all. Cathy, and celebrate and drink some champagne on me, all right? I'll pay for it. Good morning, Marine Mason says, good morning. God bless. All right? And Margaret Gibbs says, good morning to you all. Folks, we've got to take that break. We've got the AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather coming on Classic. Those of you who are on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of Friday evening's television news. Stick and stay with us. Great things are in store. See you on the flip side of 7.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous, with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well-deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Offer ends August 31st, 2023. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits.
Good evening, I'm Kenroy Batiste. It's an opportunity for children and adults in Grenada to get free dental care for the next 2 weeks, as Great Shape Inc. is back on the island with its free dental clinic after a 4-year break due to COVID-19. Randall Thomas tells us more.
The free dental clinic will run from August 21st to September 1st at the National Cricket Stadium starting at 8 a.m. daily. About 110 dental care providers from the U.S. and Canada have volunteered to be part of the program in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, Health and Sandals Grenada. Team leaders and Executive Director of Great Shape Inc., Joseph Wright, explains the services that will be available.
Kind of services we're providing as usual: cleanings, fillings, extractions, sealants, fluoride, examinations. We have x-rays. We do screenings for blood pressure, and hopefully a few root canals when possible, and a few other services. And it's on a first-come, first-served basis. And we'll be taking names and registering people for particular time slots throughout that day, throughout the Monday, and for the entire week. So once Monday is full, we'll start taking names down for Tuesday, Wednesday, and so forth.
From August 28th to September 1st, a special dental care program by Great Shape Dentists called Seal Grenada will also be provided for children between the ages of 6 and 18. This will be held in the parish of St. David at the current government school. The aim of the program is to lessen cavities among children on the island.
A dental sealant, for those who don't know, is a small, clear liquid that dentists and hygienists paint onto the surface, the chewing surfaces of your molars. And by painting this liquid, which dries into a hard surface on your teeth, it prevents cavities from forming in those chewing surfaces of your teeth. And it's been proven to reduce cavities, what we call caries in the dental world, reduces cavities dramatically in children populations as they grow into adulthood.
Parents who would like their children to benefit from both clinics must accompany them to the sites to sign a consent form before any care is given to the children. Justina Bartholomew, Health and Family Life Curriculum Officer in the Ministry of Education, emphasized that no child should be sent to the clinic sites without an adult.
At this juncture, I'd like to encourage the parents to make sure that you have your consent forms ready and you are ready to go on the 28th of August 2023. You would find them at Miss Janet Aga's home at Corinth. We have some at Miss Esther's shop at Wester Hall. On Tuesday, the 29th, the schools here would be St. Teresa's RC and St. Dominic's RC. On Wednesday, the 30th, we will have St. David's RC School. On Thursday, the 31st, we have St. Joseph's RC or Pomrose. And on Friday, September 1st, the last day, we have Croshoe RC.
Great Shape Inc. hopes to provide dental care to over 1,000 Grenadians. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Meanwhile, Director of Great Shape Inc., Joseph Wright, is making a special appeal to Grenadian parents to refrain from giving their children too much sugary foods and drinks, as these can seriously affect their children's dental health.
We see some children that come into our clinics where many of their teeth have decay, extensive decay, and this really has a lot to do with the amount of sugar that the children are receiving at a young age. And we really want to encourage parents to rethink giving their children sodas, sweet juices in their baby bottles. We have something called baby bottle caries, which it gives children rampant decay, and even before their age of 6, they have all of their teeth are decayed. So really want to encourage parents to focus on reducing the amount of sugar that they're giving their children, and of course brushing their teeth at least twice a day, and going to the dentist, getting your dental visits in, including Great Shape.
Keeping a child's teeth and gums clean will protect against infection, cavities, and pain. Decayed baby teeth can damage the permanent or adult teeth underneath. Wright encourage parents to bring their children to the dentist regularly, starting as young as 3 years old.
It's good also to have children go to the dentist before they have an emergency, so you develop a positive experience going to the dentist as a young child. It doesn't have to be scary right off the bat.
Well, in a bid to enhance community resilience and foster sustainable agriculture, the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, has extended a helping hand to the residents of Marquis and neighboring communities. This next report has the details on what this project entails.
The project included the distribution of vegetable seedlings to residents, a gesture recognized as a promising move towards bolstering crop production and promoting self-sufficiency at the community level. Significant to this initiative is an unwavering commitment to strengthening climate resilience, and as climatic challenges continue to pose threats to agriculture, the UNDP's focus on sustainable and climate-resilient practices is set to be extended to backyard gardeners and small-scale farmers. Project Coordinator Carissa Hobson elaborates further.
Our hope is that with time we will also be looking at more climate-resilient species that would allow persons to grow crops that are better adapted to the expected changes in climate that we are anticipating to experience, and therefore persons would be able to continue to feed themselves in the near future.
The sustainable agriculture effort will include the parishes of St. David, St. Andrew, St. Patrick, as well as the sister islands of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. UNDP aims to distribute 10,000 seedlings by November, placing particular emphasis on the involvement of women and youth.
So this is open to all interested persons. We are looking for persons who are currently doing some level of backyard gardening or are small farmers. But if you're also interested, we are prepared to assist in that level. We have a priority for women farmers and young people. Not saying that men are disregarded, but our priority area really is for women and young people, because we know that given today's economy, many of the women are the ones who are running the households, and young people are unemployed, and this is an opportunity for them to ensure that they have some level of gainful employment.
Partnering with the UNDP in this venture is the Climate Smart Agriculture and Rural Enterprise Program, CSAEP. According to Hortense Philip Charles, the CSA Extension Officer, this initiative is set to ensure lasting sustainability for the communities that stand to benefit from it.
As we are giving out these plants here today, we don't want you to just take these plants today, you plant it, it reaches cycle, and that's it. As he mentioned, we're looking at sustainability. If you go into the market, I'm sure you see the price of some of these vegetables, you cannot buy it. So if you have your vegetables at home and you continue cycle after cycle, you would minimize on the amount of money that you would be spending, right? You have a proper budget, and you always have available nutritious vegetables.
The generous provision of seedlings by the UNDP is likely to empower local communities with the means to not only increase crop production, but also cultivate a culture of sustainable agriculture. Chrislina John, GBN News.
The story to report, a Grenadian is among 8 youth ambassadors drawn from 6 Eastern Caribbean nations participating in the 2023 Youth Ambassadors Caribbean Exchange Program in the United States. The announcement was made by the U.S. Embassy to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean. The Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SEDEMA, continues to monitor the ongoing hurricane season as it strengthens its regional response mechanism to respond to potential impacts. Here's the report.
The Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SIDEMA, says it remains in a state of operational readiness following a recent updated prediction for an above-normal level of activity during the ongoing 2023 Atlantic hurricane season. On August 11, 2023, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, explained in its latest outlook for the 2023 hurricane season that due to current ocean and atmospheric conditions, its Climate Prediction Center had increased the prediction from near normal to an above normal level of activity. The official release said the outlook now includes a 70% chance of 14 to 21 named storms, of which 6 to 11 could become hurricanes and 2 to 5 could become major hurricanes. The updated outlook also states that current conditions are likely to counterbalance the unusually limited atmospheric conditions associated with the ongoing El Niño event. According to SIDEMA, since the formation of the tropical storm Brett on June 19th, the regional agency explained that a key component during this period is an effective emergency telecommunication system, which is monitored daily. Further, communication is maintained with the national disaster offices within the 19 participating states as required to ensure readiness in the event of a hazard impact. SIDEMA's Deputy Executive Director, Lieutenant Colonel Kester Craig, explained that the agency's regional response mechanism is made up of several response teams drawn from individuals across the Caribbean who have been trained and placed on standby for potential deployment in the event any of the SIDEMA's participating states is impacted. He added that the teams are the Caribbean Disaster Relief Unit, CARICOM Operating Support Team, CARICOM Disaster Assessment and Coordination Team, Rapid Needs Assessment Team, and the Regional Search and Rescue Team. The senior SIDEMA official noted that a key feature of the response mechanism this year is a database of trained drone pilots who will be working closely with the Regional Search and Rescue Team to support damage assessment in the event any of the participating states are impacted. Cherry Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Now, Spice's dance company is in London, England for a series of performances there. You see, the dance group comprises 18 members and is led by founder and artistic director Susan Jones Benjamin. Benjamin said this is a dream come true for her. She has always wanted to showcase the talents of young people.
Yes, we did it. This is a reality. It's a dream I always had. Continue to try to explore and create avenues and platforms for people to, children around in Grenada to have experiences in another place and perform. So it's all about showcasing Grenada's talent, showing 473 to the world. We're going to London. It's a new time zone, it's a new culture, and we're really, really excited.
Lisa Alexander Francis is one of the group's choreographers.
I feel excited for the children because every opportunity to showcase Grenada and its talent is always a welcoming one, and I hope they will have a wonderful experience.
All right, so the dancers will be engaging in 3 separate activities while in London. The founder and artistic director is grateful to all who assisted with making the trip a reality.
To all the Irish Dance Theatre for recognizing our talents and our efforts, all the sponsors in Grenada who has really helped us and come forth. I mean, I really appreciate it. This is the day that we are really excited to perform in London. And we have 3 shows so far. We have a workshop that we have to showcase our Grenadian talents. So it's, it's really, really exciting. It's a dream come true. It's a reality. I mean, I continue to work by faith, not by sight. And I know that everything will be in order and God will see us through.
We wish them the very best. On Saturday, August 19, the world will observe World Humanitarian Day, a time used to recognize aid workers who have sacrificed their own lives to help people affected by global crises, as well as those who continue to put their lives on the line to help people in need across the world. World Humanitarian Day, which is celebrated every year on August 19, also marks 20 years this year since the deaths of 22 UN and relief agency staff in a Baghdad bombing. Each year, the observance focuses on the theme, bringing together partners from across the humanitarian system to advocate for the survival, well-being, and dignity of people affected by crises, and for the safety and security of aid workers. This year, the campaign, No Matter What, highlights the immediate human cost of the climate crisis by pressuring world leaders to take meaningful climate action for the world's most vulnerable people. World Humanitarian Day, a campaign by the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs and Humanitarian Partners, is about the unwavering commitment of countless individuals to deliver for and within the communities they serve. Young men and women in uniform depart Grenada. Find out their mission through the GBN ISO lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISO is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Reporters share this video and pictures of cadets leaving Grenada to participate in the Trinidad and Tobago Cadet Force annual training camp being held from August 15th to the 30th. A contingent of 20 comprising of 2 adult officers, 1 male warrant officer, Class 1, 1 female lieutenant, and 18 cadets from the Grenada Cadet Corps were invited to participate in the camp. The Grenada Cadet Corps contingent left on Thursday and will return on Wednesday, the 30th of August. Transportation to and from Trinidad is being provided by the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force Coast Guard. We thank our citizen journalist for that wonderful submission. Our ISO line remains open for your submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Hi, good day. My name is Kyle Sylvester. I am the manager and founder of Case Farming Enterprise. We're an agro-processing business that are involved in the processing of agricultural goods, where we do bottle seasoning packs, lettuce, kale, and broccoli. Sometimes we as human beings get sick or injured on the job. NS provides a safety net for us. I am here to encourage other entrepreneurs and self-employed persons to sign up under the NIS Self-Employment Program.
The Ministry of Tourism and Economic Development and the Grenada Tourism Authority extend a warm welcome to visitors and returning nationals visiting for Carnival and summer vacation. We do hope you enjoy your stay with us, and we invite you to return with friends and family to celebrate our 50th anniversary of independence on 7th February 2024. Tourism is my business, your business, our business.
Summer is here, and it's time to level up with ACB Grenada Bank. We understand that sometimes you need a little extra help to make the most of your summer plans. Whether it's a relaxing getaway or improvements for the home, like a new AC to beat the summer heat. An unsecured loan from ACB Grenada Bank can make it happen. ACB Grenada Bank. Simply smarter banking.
At Guardian Group, we've seen so many of our customers achieve great things. So, it's no surprise that after 175 years, our optimism is stronger than ever. Because when you've partnered with people to achieve their best lives as long as we have, you tend to see the world a little brighter every day. Guardian Group. Live easy.
Get ready and fasten your laughter belt as Faith Pentecostal Tabernacle presents Turning Point 1, a thrilling, exciting drama presentation written and directed by Angela James and featured at Gateway Conference Center, Point Salines, on Saturday, 26th August 2023, 7 p.m. Come and witness Merlin's controversial wedding. Edna and Marjorie square up to fight, and Officer Brown is sneaking around. It's a classic with suspense and excitement from beginning to end. Get your tickets now at Gittins Pharmacy outlets and at your local church. Tickets cost $50, $60 at the door. It's Turning Point 1, Saturday, August 26th, Gateway Conference Center, 7 p.m. And by the way, get ready for Turning Point 2 on Saturday, September the 30th, same venue.
That ain't missing me.
Hello, ECS. Yo, OECS, this is your ocean. If I am to protect your future, we have to work together. It's the time to work together. If I am to help protect your future. Once I used to be so pure and clean, and those hills were so fresh and green. But now you see me as your dumping ground. Current situations has me choking on your pollution. Think hard about it. You will agree that really there is no you without me. Make the zero waste pledge, be responsible. Reduce your waste, recycle where possible. It's down to you, so make the commitment. Recycle for blue oceans and our betterment. Recycle OECS, green actions, blue oceans. For blue oceans and our betterment.
The Ministry of Tourism and Economic Development and the Grenada Tourism Authority extend a warm welcome to visitors and returning nationals visiting for Carnival and summer vacation. We do hope you enjoy your stay with us, and we invite you to return with friends and family to celebrate our 50th anniversary of independence on 7th February 2024. Tourism is my business, your business, our business.
My name is Alimaka Motley. I've been here doing nails since 2017. Me being self-employed, I have realized that paying the NIS benefits me now and even when I retire. By the time I'm 65, I will be receiving contributions back from NIS. So I benefit because I'm self-employed. Anything can happen. If anything happens to you while you're at work, you've got a bad cold, you have the COVID, you have dengue, we have all these diseases that's plaguing us at the moment. NIS will be giving you back some form of money when you're ill. So I would encourage all small business persons to sign up with NIS now.
The biggest party in sport is back. CPL and WCPL return with more action than ever before.
Are you kidding me?
Watch the biggest names in cricket battle it out in the race for glory. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Grenada's broadcast of Republic Bank CPL 2023 is made possible by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. The National Lotteries Authority, Grenlec, and Hard On Plus.
Cricket
fans, here's your opportunity to win 2 tickets to the Republic Bank CPL Final in Guyana, inclusive of airfare and hotel accommodation in the TV6 Republic Bank CPL Trivia Contest. There are also weekly prizes of tickets to the Republic Bank CPL matches and branded merchandise from TV6 and the Caribbean Premier League. To enter, simply download the TV6 app from the Google or Apple Store. Click on the TV6 RBL CPL Contest tab, answer the weekly trivia question, and submit your electronic entry form. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Download the TV6 app to be a winner.
I want to control your anger. There's a way to feel better. That's one thing to remember. No matter where you are, you can be a star. Stop and take a deep breath and relax yourself. Take another deep breath and relax it, and relax it. Eliminate violence.
Stepping off the plane, it's so easy to breathe again. Life in the big city has finally took its toll. And it's been so long, but I'm finally home. And what better place to rest my weary bones than on this beautiful island where there's so much to see. Every corner I turn, there's something there to remind me of my beautiful nation and what it means to me. Not a thing out of place, that's what's special about it. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's the sound that's everlasting. And there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, yes. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, home, home. Sweet Grenada, yeah, this is home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on, welcome all. It's the conversation for this Monday. It's if you're just joining us and you're just waking up and trying to wonder what day of the week it is. It is Monday and it is the 21st of August, all right? It's the week after Carnival. And I'm joined in the studio by two goodly gentlemen. Of course, Mr. Dolland is a home name. He looks like his dad very much, so his dad would be watching very proudly. Good morning, Mr. Dolland.
Good morning, how are you doing? And good morning to all of your viewers as well.
Okay, good. And we have a gentleman here. I'd let him introduce himself.
Sure, my name is Jason Decaires Taylor, and I'm a sculptor.
A sculptor. Okay, well, folks, while they're here, there has been a little buzz in the media recently about this upgrading of this sculpture park of the in Molyneux. So we, trying to get some clarification on that. So I'm going to start to Mr. Dolland. Can you provide us with an overview of the rehabilitation and upgrade project for the Molyneux Sculpture Park?
Absolutely. So again, thank you for the opportunity to be here and sharing the good word with everyone. And again, to a special welcome to our guest, Jason, who has flown in from the UK and he initially did the first sculpture park in 2006. And since then, we've been adding pieces to the sculpture park. However, at this point, we knew that the sculpture park was due for an upgrade. A lot of visitors coming to our shores were pretty much seeing the same things, and because a lot of repeat visitors are coming in, and they're sort of confined to the same sort of sculptures that were there, and some of them actually were fading away a little bit, we knew that it was time for an upgrade. With this current administration, the focus of the Tourism Authority now is about product development through our beautiful Tri-Island state. And we realized that, we should definitely start with the sculpture park. That sort of was when rehabilitation was clearly very much overdue. So as soon as the new board was commissioned, our first order of business was to sort of engage Jason and try to see how we could actually get some new sculptures in. There were some previously a competition held in 2018 where some sculptures from some locals were submitted in terms of what they could do as an idea for rehabilitation, and Jason was keen to get on board, sort of bring him back home to Grenada where he initially started and help revitalize the entire sculpture park again with using the concept of Choral Carnival. At the time the submission was called a wet fete. So
I like this.
Right. And then in addition to that, so I mean, with Jason as being a household name, he came on board with us to assist with the moldings and assist with the design, the conceptualizing of it, bringing it to life. And that's now we have 25 new sculptures that will be going in. In addition to that, we have Unstill Life, which is another previous sculpture that's going in, and Lost Correspondence. Those two sculptures will be replaced, and that's a total of 27 being made by Jason. And then, of course, there's 4 other sculptures from a local artist as well, Troy Lewis.
Okay. Before we go further, I'm just gonna push a little further here. How important and significant is it a part of the tourism package for this sculpture park? How significant is it?
So the sculpture park has grown a lot in popularity through the years. As a matter of fact, it's one of the key sort of sites that visitors would like to visit compared to Annandale and Granatang, because it's so easily accessible from Granada's beach. It's about just on a 15-minute boat ride. You can snorkel it and you can dive it.
Okay.
The fact is, Grenada is known as the dive capital of the Caribbean. Well, or the wreck capital of the Caribbean, because we have so many wrecks, and we attract a lot of divers coming into our shores to dive our beautiful underwater terrains of all the great things that we actually do have. So once we have the sculpture park, I mean, it has continued to gain popularity and notoriety worldwide, and we realize and recognize that it's a great opportunity to develop it, rehabilitate it, and bring more attractions to it, so we can continue to lure more visitors to our shores and show them about all these new products that we do have, and the fact that they're all sort of culturally significant in keeping with our folklore. I think it just pretty much tells a great story.
And while on this final question on this actual aspect, why Molyneux though? Aren't there other sites around that?
Well, Molyneux is a marine protected area, and that's another great reason. The fact is that we do have to pay a lot of attention to our marine protected areas. And again, that was also the site of the first park. So the whole idea was to expand and continue to develop that park. Now, we're not saying that that's the only place we could develop, but that's where it would essentially put the structures in now, because at that location was where it will be patrolled again with rangers and so on, to ensure that the area remains a marine protected area. We do have to pay attention to the underwater life, right? The preservation of it, protect those areas, and within that area as well, the fact that if you're able to have visitors drop in there, they can see quite a number of different sculptures rather than have them spaced out. Okay. So you have to go from different site to different site on a boat to see them. So they're all sort of concentrated in one area, and you can actually tour them as you're swimming along and see all the different sculptures. So it's quite a sight to be seen.
So is it something that you can only see from swimming? You must
snorkeling or diving, scuba diving underwater. Okay. That's when you actually get up close and you can really interact with it.
In my case, I would always have to get someone to take photos of it because I'm not going down there.
Not yet. Not yet, right? Because I mean we could keep talking about all these different things, but there are programs that we're going to be putting in place to get more locals trained, scuba certified, which we're very excited about as well. And the fact that the sculptures will be a display in Prickly Bay at this point, so locals can actually go down, see them. But anybody, locals, visitors, anyone could go down, see the sculptures standing before they're actually installed in October.
Now, the tourism belt is usually referred to the southern part of the island, but in recent times there's been a thrust to decentralize that. As a matter of fact, we've got the 6 senses coming up in St. David and so forth. Is there anything in the future, in the forecast, to maybe do some of these sort of projects? Well,
we're going to have some bigger announcements coming soon. Okay. So I'm going to leave you.
All right. St. David, I'm pushing, right? I'm pushing for you, okay?
No, but St. David's a lot going on as well. I mean, and you have like beautiful bays throughout, a beautiful Tri-Island state, right? It doesn't even end there. It starts there, coming off the southern coast of Grenada. Right. So, but if you look up to like the beaches like in St. Mark's,
well, I was about to go there because only yesterday evening I visited a bay up at Decaires. Right, and
beautiful.
I looked at there's some things that are going to happen there eventually. So you'll be hearing from some people soon.
No, absolutely. You have that, and then of course, another thing almost beats Caracou.
Of course, yeah.
And then when you go to Petit Martinique, I mean, it's stunning. And again, these are like the southern gateways to the Grenadines.
Right.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned. There's a lot more to come.
Okay. I want to talk with Jason now. The sculptures that you've just done, even those that you did before, what sort of ideas were going through your head to create these sculptures?
Many. Obviously, I actually first started my entire career in Grenada. In 2006 is where I kind of first thought of the idea of placing artwork underwater. It hadn't been done before. Since then, I've lived and moved and built sculptures all around the world in pretty much every ocean, Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic, Mediterranean Sea, making over sort of 1,500 different works, which are now visited by hundreds of thousands of people each year. So for me, this was the inception. This is where it all originated, and for me, it feels like coming home. It's a real pleasure.
I'm happy you said that you walk to different destinations around the world. If you had to make a comparison, how outstanding is Grenada in the Grenada Sculpture Park?
Oh, it
has to be unique.
Of course. Yeah. First and foremost, the sites, as you mentioned earlier, Molyneux Bay is one of the best places I've worked. It's very well protected. It has very interesting underwater topography. It's not just flat and sandy. It has all these channels and ravines. Yeah. It's a really fascinating place. The marine life is beautiful. At the moment, the sculptures are colonized with these amazing, pink, purple, orange sponges, all different types of coral, obviously lots of fish and crustaceans. So the marine life down there is really spectacular, and it's so accessible as well. It really is. Anybody can go there. It's suitable for both snorkelers, divers, and it's so close to town. It's a really exceptional place. But for me, one of the sort of main things that really inspired me at the beginning was there was an element of freedom working here, and I've since worked in other places, and I haven't found that same kind of freedom and openness and imagination. So I think it's a great place.
Grenada has our minds are very creative, and so too is our landscape and by extension our flora and fauna. Now, both of you, any one of you both of you can chip in on this. In terms of, in order for it to be well respected, protected, and so forth, there must be some measure of community involvement, so that the communities become part and parcel of it. So they would want to protect it and do that, ensure that it's safe and so forth. In terms of getting local sculptors and artisans and so forth in place, have that push been made?
Absolutely. I mean, again, we have 4 sculptures that were done locally by sculptor Troy Lewis, assisted by Brittany Batiste as well. And these were all drawings that were initially submitted from a local competition, again, in about 2018. And the fact is, again, the choral carnival concept was also from a local not an artist, but it was locally submitted as well. And Jason then took the idea and then helped, expand that for the current installation. So there's always an engagement of community, and Jason could also speak a little bit more about, some of the persons that he would have brought on to sort of help in, getting the sculptures ready.
Yes, I mean, firstly, the sculptures are all casts of Grenadians. So I had Grenadians come to my studio. They sat as models. We did plaster casts of different people from all different parishes on the island. We made molds of them. We made all the forms, all the different characters and masqueraders of the carnival. Then I also employed a team of local artists here in Grenada to actually help me produce the work. So sculpting some of the various components, helping with actually painting them. These are quite unusual works for me because it's the first time that I've actually painted them with an organic paint. Wow. So they're very colourful works, and it's going to be really interesting to see, how these develop underwater.
It would be safe for me to say that's aquatic cosmetology.
Close to it, right? So and that's the thing, they look great.
Yeah.
And we're definitely looking forward to having the public see this as well.
Okay. There were some concerns. I remembered last week or even maybe the week before. Some folks were talking about the sculptures that were selected. It must have triggered some bitterness in some people's mouth. The type of sculptures that were selected. What was the selection process like?
Well, necessarily, I think the issue that was raised was the Mama Glow sculpture. And just to be very specific, the Mama Glow distinctly means she's a protector of the rivers and all of its animals that live in the river. That's who Mama Glow is. That's what she does.
Mama Glow.
Mama Glow.
Okay.
And I believe that the sort of comparisons were being made comes from Greek mythology, which is Medusa.
Okay. Yes.
It's a completely different character. So Mama Glow essentially protected all the river creatures, all of their lives, ensure that she protects them from hunters and from humans who would come in, kill the animals or pollute the waters essentially. And she would lure them in with her beautiful looks, and with her sort of the snake tail would sort of like then get them away from the areas, right, essentially. And that's the thing about it is that we have to continue to embrace our sort of local or West Indian folklore, because that's where all of these things have come from. You're looking at the Laja Bless, the Jab Jab, the Veko. Exactly. So all of these things are sort of these are our own. This is West Indian folklore. So if we're outside recruiting Greek mythology, I think that we have to also pay attention to our own as well, right? Because we have a very young society. We're now going on to 50 years of independence. And the thing about it is that, we're about just, 50 years from independence, 150 years from emancipation. And there's a lot more that we have to develop that talks about our own folklore. So the Mama Glow really originated from more of the French-speaking islands, Trinidad and some of the French-speaking islands, where she's a little bit more popular. But again, it's a whole of the embracing of a mythological character that protects the ocean life essentially.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, we definitely tried our best to clarify that. And again, all of these different all of the sculptures, again, is steeped in local folklore, essentially. And I think that's something that we ought to be very proud of, continue to promote that, and really embrace it, right? The fact is, if we're able to sort of cite Greek mythology, that's, from ancient
ancient of this.
Exactly, from ancient civilizations. I mean, I think it's time that we start paying attention to our own and understanding the information and what's the origin of these stories from our own, from day one.
I'm happy with this. Yeah. This one touches me personally because being a past teacher, I've always been advocating for a more local history to be brought, and I'm seeing that happening now with the introduction of local history to our secondary schools at Form 1s and 2. So I think it's a good place to start, and then incorporating that even from the the sculpt park. It's interesting. It gives me hope for the future. I am hopeful that within my lifetime I would see a more comprehensive local history and folklore, as you say, get back into, because there are some I remember just Friday someone asked me what are the symbols on the coat of arms,
right?
And I'm talking someone young, youthful, and I'm like, wow, that touched me. So I think it's a step in the right direction. Now, with the introduction of these new sculptures, how do you think it will foster the enhancement and growth of our tourism product?
Well, essentially, I think that the whole idea, again, is sort of the Grenada Tourism Authority doubling down on ensuring that we have great product. The fact is, we have a lot of people have seen the sculpture park before, but now they have all these new sculptures going in, and it's essentially 31 new sculptures. That alone is it's send a good, strong message to the world that we're serious about what we're doing here. We're serious about product development. We're serious about the experience that the guests will have once they arrive on the island, and the way that Jason has sort of completed them and finished them, they are very impressive. And so you go down, you will see the attention to the detail, and again, everything sort of ties back into bringing interest to all of these characters, right? We just wrapped up Carnival. Jab is going around the world, going global.
And it seems as though it's getting a Grenadian identity.
But it has a Grenadian identity, right? And the thing about it is, I mean, even like with the Veco and and the Shortney, the traditional masks sometimes that we looked at once upon a time and saying they're dying, we're bringing more relevance back to them. We're bringing the story back to them. And the thing about it is now that's now exposed to the world, because that's going to be on posters across the world, in travel agencies in London and Germany, in all throughout the US, and all of it is sort of putting our culture front and center, right? And at the same time making it a great attraction to see the work from Jason in the sculpture park, that you would actually go in and dive it, and you go down there and you see such a big quantity of sculptures of large volume. It would be a very impressive sight. Of course, we have the Ring of Children that Jason this whole thing started with, and it still gets that sort of notoriety to this very day. And the whole thing about it is just continuing to develop, continuing to improve, make it more accessible, because at the end of the day, we have such a great product that's sort of like our marine life, right? Our nautical industry. We pay a lot of attention to the rooms on the land, which are the hotel rooms on the land, but a lot of great hotel rooms that you could get and attract on yachts and on ships, right? And because we have such a great dive product, which would include the sculpture park essentially, and a snorkel product, which would include that, it just sells the destination a lot better as we sort of positioned as a beautiful, authentic destination, with great things to do on land and great attractions under the water as well. And again, this is just a start. We expect
it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress, and there's a lot more exciting things that we hope to work toward and that we could actually announce at some point.
Now, Jason, your previous work has, gotten international recognition and so forth. The selection of the new sculptures that you all have placed down there, how do you think it would change visitors' appreciation and that feeling that they would take away from these new sculptures to the world? How would it change their acceptance?
I think it's going to lead to a lot of intrigue and fascination. I mean, some of these new works, they need explanation because they're very, very strong images. The Veco characters, the Jab. If you haven't seen some of these masqueraders before, they're quite alarming, and I think they really invite an audience to discover more, to find out the history, to want to understand the background to them. So for me, it's going to be really interesting. Visitors are going to learn more about the marine ecology of the island. They're going to learn about the folklore and the culture, and they're also going to visit a spectacular island. So I think people are going to come and be enriched by the experience.
And as we say, it's a work in progress, but what sort of time frame are we looking at to really get that expected impact?
Well, I mean, the impact is going to be right away. We're going to be launching this tomorrow. We have journalists here. It's going to go global right away. What I think is what's cool about this essentially is that they're not being installed right away. They're going to have a sort of a month-and-a-half window before they're actually installed in the sculpture park. So it would help for people can actually go down and take pictures. Okay. And actually tour the site. So I think that I would like to just, again, special thanks to Prickly Bay for hosting this. And I would like to encourage, everyone who wants to see these sculptures, they could schedule a time. The GT will announce times where the public could go down and tour it, take pictures, take selfies, essentially, with some of the work that's there. You get a chance to see what's going under the water. You get a chance to see it up close without being under the water. And then you could also go see it under the water once it's fully installed at some point. So the thing is, those images are going to be going viral. People are going to be tagging them on social media. So the images are going to be spreading as they see it on land. And then we'll have the big installation day, that big launch as well, where we would have the sculptures actually being placed under the water in their sections. So the story is going to be continuing for the rest of the year. Okay. Part by part. And because of that, we're going to continue to spread that word. We will do a lot of events with Prickly Bay to encourage the public to see these sculptures, to see the great works from Jason that he has done, the attention to detail, the fact that these are all Grenadians that you're actually looking at in the moldings is completely is fascinating. And I think that it's going to be very well received, and we look forward to getting them underwater and really sort of increasing traffic into the marine protected areas where people are able to see this, enjoy these works of art, and continue to improve our tourism product and really move tourism forward here in the island state.
I'm going to the next question I'm going to ask. I'm going to steal a word from Donald Trump. All right, from his new dictionary. I promise you, after using the word, I will not be. It's too early, right? But this sculpture park, it's gonna affect, from all intents and purposes, it's gonna affect the Grenada tourism product. Bigly. Right. Good. For folks like me who have this phobia to seawater and depth and so forth, we just had a tragic incident not so long ago with this oceanic submersible. But do you think that is something that for folks who cannot swim and do not want to go into the water, do you think it's a big one?
Well, I mean, that's why if you are unable to snorkel, because snorkel is easy, right? And you can put on a vest, you're right on the water, right on the surface. It's low risk. Okay. Extremely low risk. So if you can swim, I have seen people who couldn't swim. Right. Put on a snorkel vest, have a life vest on, and they're under the water. You just have to paddle your feet. Right. And you have guides that could steer you. Okay. Right.
I took my son the other day, who's 5 years old. It's so accessible. It's so close to the shore. And I think that the whole idea and ethos behind the sculptures is they encourage people that don't see themselves as mariners or water lovers. It's to encourage a different audience to get to know the marine environment. And I think it's really important in terms of protecting our marine ecologies, is you have to understand them. And so and I think there is a cultural fear in some of the Caribbean from some of the local communities about going into the water. So I think it's really important that we try to close that gap and get more people really get rid of that fear and look underwater.
My dad would, he's an avid swimmer, so he'll go down and look at it even without a snorkel or anything. He'll just go down, and he can spend minutes underwater.
Yeah.
So in wrapping up though, what do you see as a long-term anticipation, the benefits and from this enhancement of our Molyneux Sculpture Park?
Well, again, because it's located in a marine protected area, a lot of it is to bring attention to conserving our wildlife, awareness to climate change, awareness to the fact that we have to respect our marine protected area, and it sort of goes back to the whole point of why Mama Glow was selected. Because at the end of the day, this is a precious habitat. It's a fragile habitat, and we have to, respect that. It's not about just dropping anchors. It's not about just having fish nets run through it. It's not about just killing some of the species that you'd have, like the leatherback turtles or whatever. Because one of the sculptures we have also is a leatherback turtle.
Okay.
So we did put careful thought into all of that. And the fact is that, collectively, we want to just bring awareness to everyone that we really have to pay attention to this. As you see, this was like last month was the hottest year on record for the world. The oceans are dying. We're polluting the oceans because we're the ones contributing to it. And we have to now step up and acknowledge that these are fragile environments, fragile ecosystems that we all have to do our part.
And not be selfish.
Not be selfish. We all have to do our part to protect it. And that's a sort of, again, with these sculptures coming in, like Jason has designed it where the crows will start growing on it. And it's sort of creating a home and bringing more wildlife into those areas as well, because they now could attach these to the sculptures, right? But that's the whole thing. It's about really being responsible citizens, protecting our marine life and our nautical surroundings, because that's what we do have, right? We have to protect our seas.
That's what we have. Yes. In wrapping up, Jason, anything you want to add?
No, I think we've covered quite a lot this morning.
Yes.
But certainly, just echoing, Randall's comments. I think we're living in unprecedented times, and we fundamentally need to, change our relationship to the natural world. And I think the more we learn about it, the more we protect it.
All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for dropping by. And, GTA has a home at the GBN at any time. So
absolutely.
Whenever something is breaking, you just need to we're just a phone call away, and we'll allocate that space that you can come.
Well, absolutely. No, and we appreciate that. And again, the special thanks again to Jason, returning home. This is his homecoming.
Well, that's home, yeah.
To make this happen, to the Board of Directors of the Tourism Authority for, quickly getting this approved so we could get this project going. And of course we have fantastic support from our Minister Honorable Lennox Andrews, and of course our Prime Minister, who's been pushing the full factor of transformation. So and implementation and mobilization. Andy's been
Andy,
also,
morning Andy. I could call him Andy.
Yeah,
Honorable.
Honorable Andy Williams. So everyone has sort of played their part. Right, we had a very smooth process, and from this time the sculptures we had an agreement in place to getting them to where they are now in Prickly Bay. So special thanks to Prickly Bay as well, where you can actually go see them. It's been a great process, a great experience, and we're really looking forward to getting them fully installed, as I mentioned. But again, there was a lot of people, the team at the GTA, who worked day in, day out. A special shout out to our COO, Colonel Harshalik, who really went the extra mile. Our CEO, Petra Roach, who's been on top of it and leading a great team. Our PR reps, Alyssa Bazinski, and many others. All of those, the names I can't sit down and call because there's so many.
So just in comparison
everybody, the entire team, and it's a team effort all around from everyone that sort of played their part to ensure that it's been a very smooth process. And we again, we look forward to doing a lot more, going forward.
And we will push it here.
We appreciate
Thank you
that.
very much,
Thank
Randall.
you to you as well.
Thank you, Jason. It's always a pleasure.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Folks, you heard it, the concerns that you had. This was Mr. Randall Dolland, the chairman of the Grenada Tourism Authority, and Jason, you have to pronounce that surname. Decaires Taylor. All right, the sculptor, and I hope some of your concerns were addressed. We take a break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere. We've got another conversation as it relates to a Christian play that's coming up shortly. Stick and stay with us. We'll be back after this.
Summer is here, and it's time to level up with ACB Grenada Bank. We understand that sometimes you need a little extra help to make the most of your summer plans. Whether it's a relaxing getaway or improvements for the home, like a new AC to beat the summer heat. An unsecured loan from ACB Grenada Bank can make it happen. ACB Grenada Bank. Simply smarter banking.
At Guardian Group, we've seen so many of our customers achieve great things. So, it's no surprise that after 175 years, our optimism is stronger than ever. Because when you've partnered with people to achieve their best lives as long as we have, you tend to see the world a little brighter every day. Guardian Group. Live easy.
Do you have an idea for a training program that can lead to the development of economic activity in your community? Then call the National Training Agency. The NTA will help you identify trainers and will also assist you to develop and implement training programs. So whether it's community tourism, strawcraft production, small engine repairs, agri-food processing, agriculture, or any other vocational or creative industry skill, call the National Training Agency to help you implement your community-based training. Call 435-9092-9093. Training Agency. Enhancing the employability of Grenada's workforce.
Cricket fans, here's your opportunity to win 2 tickets to the Republic Bank CPL Final in Guyana, inclusive of airfare and hotel accommodation in the TV6 Republic Bank CPL Trivia Contest. There are also weekly prizes of tickets to the Republic Bank CPL matches and branded merchandise from TV6 and the Caribbean Premier League. To enter, simply download the TV6 app from the Google or Apple Store. Click on the TV6 RBL CPL Contest tab, answer the weekly trivia question, and submit your electronic entry form. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Download the TV6 app to be a winner.
Get ready to catch all the action. The CPL returns August 16th to September 24th. Be watching.
Grenada's broadcast of Republic Bank CPL 2023 is made possible by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. The National Lotteries Authority, Grenada, and Hard On Plus.
All right, welcome back, viewers and listeners. Busy morning here, 11 minutes on to 8 o'clock. I've got on our Zoom platform a number of folks. They're a part of a drama series that's coming out, Turning Point 1 and 2 subsequently. It's a golden opportunity to say good morning to you, Mr. Clive John, and your team. Good morning.
Good morning, son. It's good to be here as we say good morning, Grenada.
Yeah, you like that, right? You must come sit in studio with me one morning. Let's tear the place apart.
That's no problem. That's no problem.
All right. I know you have a team of people with you. Tell us about Turning Point 1 and 2. Give us a backdrop and going forward.
Okay, well, I don't know how many persons have seen the ad that was placed, concerning Turning Point 1 and 2. But I can tell you it's drama, it's excitement, it's laughter galore. But the key in everything is that we want to spread a message, and as the name says, Turning Point. It's a drama production that exhibits a typical Grenadian life where we have so many different issues affecting, Grenadians. And the director, Mrs. James, has decided to, just use what is happening to come up with some of the scenes and so on for Turning Point. It's going to speak to many issues, weddings and controversial weddings. It's going to speak to household abuse. It's going to speak to gangs. It's going to speak, to a host of different things, right? The way it affects us, man being married and wanting to still marry someone else and all. It's dramatic. It's going to be an exciting portrayal, of local life, of life that, all around.
So in essence, it's a drama that the ordinary layman can identify with.
Definitely, you can identify with it because it's happening around us. Now, the key here is that we want persons to understand that in spite of whatever you are going through, whatever your situation is that seem dramatic, that seem, so hard, so difficult, there is a turning point where you have to be able to recognize, hey, I cannot do this on my own, and you are able to recognize that Jesus Christ is still available to us to help to turn our lives around. So hence the name Turning Point.
Wow.
It's there to get persons to understand that we need, at some point in time, we can't always continue with life as it is. There needs to be a turning point.
Okay. Now, give us some more specifics. I am seeing other members of your team on the platform. Who created that idea and put that piece together?
Right, so the director, the playwright is Angela James. She is from Faith Pentecostal Tabernacle Church, and that's where we are from, Faith Pentecostal Church. And she has been, really instrumental in terms of getting that message out. We've had a turning point already, but as we tell people, what you've seen is just coming to this venue on Saturday. You're going to see something totally different to what you might think you've seen already.
Okay.
Turning Point and Sister James has been really instrumental in getting a cast that she knows that can, really deliver the messages that she wants. A cast that can hold an audience captivated, in terms of the ability to really dramatize what is happening. And so I think a lot of kudos goes to her in terms of, really putting the pieces together. I think when she mentioned, looking at different aspects of life, she came up with the scenarios and being able to, people meeting you and speaking to you concerning certain issues that is affecting them. And she was just able to use some of these things, and really craft it in nicely with pure laughter. laughter. You're gonna get your belly worth of laughter. I in promoting this, I keep saying to persons, you cannot come to that drama without a rag.
I like this. I like this.
Come to that drama without a rag.
Yes, because you'd laugh tears off.
You'll laugh until you want to cry. There's drama in their situation that is so touching that you just may feel to cry.
Right.
You know, I mean, the rag is there as a caution, just to make sure that you don't already disturb the persons close to you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so we really want to invite persons. We want to let persons know, hey, you need to come down to Gateway Conference Center this Saturday, the 26th of August. You cannot miss Turning Point 1.
Turning Point 2 is around the corner as well.
Yes, 30th of September is when we will have Turning Point 2. And it's a sequel, it's a continuation from 1. If you think 1 has drama, I think when you understand how 1 brings in 2, you would not want to miss the beat. You wouldn't want to miss anything. And I know Saturday once that play begins at 7 p.m. Persons wouldn't even want to leave their seat to go and get in to eat because they wouldn't want to miss anything.
Oh, wow. And for something so exciting and, meaningful, impactful, what's the cost for that?
Right. So the cost right now is $50, $60 at the door. We had some early bird tickets and they went like, and so eventually, right now, tickets cost $50. Get it, if persons want, they can get it at the Gittins outlets, all the Gittins outlets. There are tickets there. Get it now, because once you miss that opportunity on the night, you will have to pay $60. I mean, we know the situation right now. If you could save a buck here and there, it's good to do that, because imagine you buy the ticket $50, you still could put out $10 towards a barbecue, a chicken, and something, to refresh yourself while you're there.
Nice. Any plans on carrying it to other venues for let's say folks from the north of the island who might have problems getting down there at that time? Do you intend to carry to other venues throughout the island?
Well, we spoke briefly about it, and because it was a concern that a few persons raised, and so we want to execute this one, but the plan, I think the plan is still to get it around the country as much as possible, because it's really impactful, and so the plans are there. We're just trying to make sure that we take it stage by stage. But I don't want to guarantee anybody. But I do know that we've begun, speaking about trying to get it to the outer parishes. So once that is confirmed, then we will come again and make that announcement as to where it's going to be, when it's going to be, and so on.
And
right?
the cast for that is total local, right?
It's total local. Basically, you have persons from Faith Pentecostal Tabernacle Church, and now our cast is just around 20 something, and I can tell you maybe 1 or 2 persons for the most that might not be members of Faith Pentecostal Tabernacle Church.
Oh, wow.
Right? So the cast is total local. It's our own people. It's our own thing. And we're just calling on the Grenada public to come out and be of support. I mean, persons who have heard the name have known Angela James, and in terms of production and so on, because this would be one of our biggest production, but we've done different little productions in churches and so on before, so persons know the name and they know what they can expect. For those who don't, we want to say come and see, come and experience what Angela James has put together in Turning Point 1 and 2.
Well, in wrapping up, for folks who don't know, they will get an opportunity to know her, because sometime later on in the week I will be having her on set with me in studio, so she can expound and folks can get the opportunity to chit-chat with the producer of that event. Is there anything you'd like to say before we pull off?
Right. Before we go quickly, I want to give 2 persons an opportunity to get a free pass into Turning Point. So I have a little giveaway that I want to do. And all you have to do is just answer me 2 quick questions. And I mean, I think it's ABC. The questions are ABC. And there's nothing to even think about. Right? If you've been listening, if you've been paying attention, then you should be able to answer this. I want you to tell me the name of the show, the venue, and the dates.
Quickly.
That's 1 question.
All right. You want to ask both of them one time?
Well, let's take one, and if we have enough time, we'll take the other one.
Already we have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller. Good morning. All right, we seem to have lost that caller. 435-2041, that's the number. Ask the question again.
So we want you to give us the name of the production, the venue, and the date of the production.
Okay, let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program. You have the answer for us?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, go right ahead. You need to turn down the volume, please.
Turning Point.
Turning Point, yes, that's one part.
Gateway.
Gateway, and the date.
The date is Saturday.
Saturday is a day, not a date.
I'm giving you everything. Saturday is the 26th of August.
And it's happening where?
Gateway Assembly, I think.
All right. Calyde, are you satisfied?
Yeah, I think we're satisfied with that. We can give our tickets. So right away, Innocent, you could take the information off the air for us.
Definitely.
And, definitely, that person is in. You're not missing anything right now. So we're happy to be able to give that to you. So we're going to see you there. Could you tell us your name?
Okay, Calyde, let me you stay right there. I'm going to take our information off the air.
Okay,
all right, you stay right there. Caller, stay on the line, please.
Right. So are we going to do the next one right away, Innocent?
Yes, we are, but could you just stay right there? Let me just get the information because we have to disengage the line.
Okay.
I tell you what, Calyde, we are going to ask the other question. We lost that previous caller, but I know she will call back and identify herself. So let's do the other question quickly.
Okay, so the other question again, as I said, it's ABC. There's nothing to think about. All I wanted to tell me is the name of the playwright.
Okay, we have a caller right away. Good morning, caller. Caller, good morning. All right, 435-2041, that's the number to call. The name of the playwright for that play that's coming up, Turning Point, 435-2041. You think you have the number? You have the name of the playwright? Give us a call. Good morning, caller.
Miss James.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's the name of the playwright?
Miss James.
What James? Is it Arlene James, Jennifer James, Patricia James, or what James? Which one of the James? Yeah, a lot of Jameses. Get it right and call back, caller. All right, 435-2041, that's the number to call. Tell us the name of the playwright for Turning Point, and just like that, you win yourself a free entry. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me. The name of the playwright is Miss Angela James.
Miss Angela James, Calyde, is he correct?
He's very much correct, very, very much correct. So he's been paying attention, and so again we have another person on the inside. You just won yourself a free pass to Turning Point. Wanted to make sure you walk with your rag, okay?
All right, Calyde, just stay right there. I'll get back to you for the wrap. Let me take that information off the air. right, Clyde. Our second winner is Mr. Cecil Cadet from Boca in St. George, and he's the second winner. The first winner, I know she's going to call back and identify herself, and therefore we can make the arrangements to give her a ticket. Clyde, wrapping up.
Yeah, wrapping up, I just want to, again, make the appeal to the Grenadian public. Just let's try to be out to Turning Point. It's going to be impactful. It's going to be fun. It's going to be engaging. It's going to be ministry, yeah? And so it just may minister to you, maybe to some situation that you may have. So we want to just invite persons to be there, be at the venue. And still, if you somehow missed Turning Point 1, we have Turning Point 2 coming up. It's going to be just as exciting. It's going to be dramatic just the same. And so we want to just, encourage everyone to be there and to be a part of this. It's total local. You're supporting your local people, and so we're looking forward to seeing a packed Gateway Conference Center.
Clyde, very much thank you to you and the team of Turning Point, and we look forward to another engagement just before the event itself on Saturday. All the best and keep up the great works.
All right, thanks for having us. Have a good day.
And God bless you.
All right, God bless you.
All right, folks, I've been speaking with Clyde John. He is the PR person, the point person on the drama series coming up, Turning Point. And that's it for the conversation this morning. Overrun, but nonetheless, we do apologize for not bringing the BBC news to you this morning, and we look forward to another engagement. Thank you very much for being a part. Thank you.